Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Jared Taylor. Today we'll be learning about a new book about Troy University, and my guest today is Dr. Doug Hawkins, known around here as a veterinarian, a board of trustee, and now an author. And your book, Turning Points, tell us a little about the book and how this came about.
Well, I named it Turning Points because there's been so many turning points that have made the big difference. The first turning point was the railroad coming to Troy. If the railroad had not come to Troy, Troy University would not be here today, because that was the only way besides horse and buggy that you could get, in the late 1800s. So the train coming, and ironically, the train coming made the university, made us have the, get the university, and it got so loud because we finally had two trains running right there together, and the noise and everything caused them to have to move. And the moving originally was supposed to go to Orion Street, Trojan Terrace area, but Governor Charles Henderson, he wanted us to go out where we are today, so we're thankful for him for what he's done to
putting it right where it is now. So.
He was really, he's not called the education. Bill Graves is called the educational governor, but I'd have to put Charles Henderson right up next to him, because he has really done a lot, especially a lot for
in this area. Specifically. Now the book itself. How did you decide you wanted to write this book? Like, why this book, and why write it?
Well, a lot of funny things can happen, especially dealing with a university and dealing with sports and dealing with fraternities and sororities and everything. So every time I'd kind of tell one, somebody say, "You need to write that down. We need to." So it got to the point after I retired, I needed to write something down to tell my time. But that's really the reason. Plus, a lot of times you like to express yourself. I know it's kind of selfish that you want to, but there's some things you want to express and say them the way you are, because it is your opinion, it's not somebody else's. But anyway, each of the chapters is dedicated to each of the leaders that was leading, and the people and everything that went there. And it's going to make it easy. I hope in another 25 years or another 100 years they can have a play or something, and you can have the people acting out these chancellors or presidents, and I think it'll be pretty good, because I hope there's enough information, but they can get the character of them and what they produced and everything.
And you personally have known 4 of the presidents, correct? Since you've been around?
I was real unusual. Dr. Smith, my mother, who's a Troy graduate, taught with him, so I kind of knew him that way. Then when I moved to Troy, we lived on the same street and everything, and I knew him pretty good. Dr. Stewart, he was here for a very short time, about 2 years, and I had to talk with him quite a bit about the Greek system, and he was very much in favor. Then his untimely death, it came to about having colonists in his time, and then later under Dr. Adams, we came into to have actual Greek letter organizations that were recognized.
And of course, up to Chancellor Hawkins to this day, so the 4 that you've known personally and be able to tell a story. Now the book itself, you tell stories, but you've also got a lot of pictures in it, right? What's the importance of the pictures?
There's probably a couple hundred pictures in it, and that was one thing we worked hard on, because you'd find one and you'd say, well, somebody said so and so, and then you keep getting.
Let's take a look. Keep talking. Take a look at some of the pictures in here. So
there's quite a few, especially the aerial views. I was real proud of those, because I don't think anybody's basically seen those.
Yeah.
But that's not a real good one.
Yeah, we got some other ones down here.
There's some good color ones on over. But a lot's really happened.
Like that right there.
Especially in the last 2 chancellors have really put Troy University on the map. It was interesting because you run across a lot of things, and there's a few of the turning points were not positive. You always have positive, but when you take a negative turning point and turn it into a positive, that's the name of the game. To take like taking or losing a football game, we're going to win the next one. I mean, it's the thing. But,
and now, tell me a little about where can we get a copy of the book here?
At the bookstore, Barnes & Noble. Okay. It's there. It's at Troy Antiques downtown, and on Brunny Street, it's at Jean's Flowers and Troy Animal Clinic. And of course, there's my truck that's loaded down. So,
so if they see you around town and they want a copy, they can get one from you there.
Yeah.
So, well, it seems like a very interesting book and a good, colorful, and informative way for people to learn about the university. And I want to thank you for writing it and one for joining me today.
I've
for
enjoyed
Trojan Talk.
it very much.